Began with Street Fighter versus X-Men. Remember that, guys? How's everybody doing out there? It's my Vernon Kid here coming to you with my thoughts on the next crossover with Street Fighter, and that's Tekken. Like I said, it began with X-Men, went from Street Fighter, Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. Street Fighter characters were in the crossover with Marvel vs. Capcom, the 3 games. Then they were in Street Fighter characters were in Capcom vs. S.N.K. Those are good titles. Then Capcom crossed over with Tatsunoko. And now we're getting basically Street Fighter versus with Tekken. And the first game to come out of the 2 games is Street Fighter Cross Tekken. That's what you call it. Wow. Who would have thought this would happen, right? I talked about this before on my other channel, but I'm going to get more in depth with it, guys. Okay, so we saw gameplay and characters for the game. And I have to admit, so far the roster is 5 characters from Street Fighter, 5 characters from Tekken. But who would have thought this game would have been possible? Who would have thought that, we would see these 2 worlds collide? I mean, many of us would have said, in a way, I can't really see Street Fighter and Tekken really crossing over, because one, Street Fighter is more into the, mysticism of the martial arts, be like throwing your chi energy and things like that out, while Tekken is more of the authentic martial art. But we're getting it, and we're getting 2 games. Now, people may ask me, hey Chris, what game are you really going to get? Both. Of course. It's going to be very interesting to see first the Tekken fighters in the Street Fighter using the Street Fighter engine, and then cross over to Tekken Cross Street Fighter and see the Street Fighter people you got to use the Tekken engine. Now, that's going to be very interesting indeed, and I find that very cool. Very, very cool. It just seems very cool. I'm sorry that I'm stuttering, guys, because but the gameplay that I saw from IGN was great. I thought it was great. It seems like there's going to be a lot of tag team, and we also get to see, the characters. All we saw in the first teaser trailer was Chun-Li, Nina Williams. We saw Dan getting his ass handed to him. We saw Ryu and Kazuya. But then in the rest of the gameplay trailer and the character trailer, we saw Ken Masters, King. I know my man Deadpoolzilla is happy about that. Guile, Abel, Bob, which was kind of a shocker. I didn't expect them to put Bob in there. And Craig Marduk. That's cool. That's really cool. Each character shined in this, in the trailer, the gameplay trailer, as well as the nice cinematic trailer they had, which was great. I really enjoyed it. I think with these two series, I mean, anybody can tell you that has produced and crafted a hit fighter game like Tekken will tell you straight up, because the producer of the creator of Tekken has said it straight on the interview. Street Fighter has influenced. Nobody can say Street Fighter has not influenced any fighting game ever, because if they haven't, they're lying to you. Okay, Street Fighter came out in 1987. Wow, it has been that long. And look at all the other fighting games that have come out after it. And a lot of them will tell you, because of Street Fighter, we were influenced. But they went a different route. And now we see in these two games cross over with what seems to be a story to it, hopefully. I hope they don't just do that to get us to buy the game like they did with Marvel vs. Capcom 3, even though I still bought the game, but I'm hoping that it is a real story to it. So that being said, I definitely hope there's a real story to it. The characters are great. So far, only 10 characters have been announced. I love it. I mean, who would have thought? I mean, you just look at it and it's like, who would have thought this game would have been possible? You know what I'm saying? And integrating the Tekken characters into the Street Fighter universe looks beautiful. It looks very well done. It doesn't look choppy. It doesn't look ugly. It looks beautiful. And I feel that come 2012, which they say this game is supposed to come out early 2012, it's going to be a hit, no matter what. But I think the real question that everybody wants to know is, who's the other characters? How many characters are there going to be? In my opinion, I feel that this should not be watered down in terms of like Marvel vs. Capcom. Now we have to worry about other Capcom characters. All you got to worry about now is Street Fighter characters and Tekken characters. So, my opinion wise, don't have like 25 characters. I mean, soup that baby out to as much as that engine can hold. Don't go off and just put a mere 30, in my opinion. Because when you look at the Street Fighter, there are, I think, over 40 or 50 characters throughout the entire Street Fighter gaming. And that includes the originals, the spin-off games like Alpha and EX, even though I really don't consider EX a part of the Street Fighter universe because I hate that game. But yes, they were characters in there. And Capcom and Tekken has about, I would say about more than 30, 40 themselves from each gaming that has come out from 1 to 6, and they just introduced a new character in Tekken Tag Tournament 2 called Janice. JC, I hope I'm saying her name right. But there are so many unique characters you can put in this game, and that's the second part of my vid, which will come up next, is characters that I want to see in this game. Because it said that each character in the game will have a rival. And we've already seen that in Street Fighter Cross Tekken, the rivals are, so far we know, it's Kazuya and Ryu. And we probably going to see, I guess you can say, Chun-Li and Nina. I guess Ken has Bob, and Guile has, I guess, King, or Abel has King, or Abel has Craig Marduk, or Guile has, but there's going to be rivals in this. Now, having said that, guys, the game was beautiful. That's all I'm going to say about that. And that's just my thoughts. A little bit of thoughts again on the gameplay. And I will move on, guys, to characters I want to see. I think I'm going to give you 8 characters from each universe. 8 Street Fighter, 8 Tekken characters. Now, with the Street Fighter, with both universes, characters like Akuma and Bison and people like that, I have a guarantee they're already going to be in the game. So I'm not even going to put them in my list. You're going to be surprised at my Street Fighter list, and you might not be surprised at my Tekken list. But stay tuned, guys, and enjoy. So I'll see you soon. Real soon.